What I do think is very interesting is that despite this, the recovery was very swift. I think there's a couple of things that are happening in tandem, right? So if you look, for instance, last weekend, let's talk about it for a second, we saw very intense bout of volatility for a short period of time. You've seen, right, almost 20 billion of liquidations, probably estimates are even a bit higher in 24-hour period, the largest ever by a multiple. I think Bitcoin itself has within that been quite the outperformer and stabilized. And I'd like to think that actually Bitcoin treasury companies are a constructive factor within all these stakeholders. And there's a couple of reasons for that, right? One, obviously, what we've seen is liquidations both on in DeFi protocols and on centralized exchanges, and mainly with perp trading with high amounts of leverage on positions. That's totally fine. That's part of the market. But Bitcoin treasury companies don't do that, right? We don't take margin positions, and we don't take bets. In fact, on we don't do trades, right? We just accumulate Bitcoin over time. And so, if you think about it, about 5% of all Bitcoin is now being held by Bitcoin treasury companies. Obviously, about 3% by MicroStrategy. This is in a way in itself a stabilizing factor. You have a fairly large component of the market that's not on margin and is never for seller. Bitcoin treasury companies don't have that. We don't have this monthly sort of requirement to report numbers to investors. We don't have redemptions, right? If people say, "Oh, you lost so much last month, I'm going to redeem," we don't have that. We have very stable capital. We have permanent capital, and we are long-term holders of Bitcoin. The fact that there are a consistent buyers of these, including us, long-term holders, does take supply off the market, right? It only increases demand, but it takes supply off the market. And that's in itself a dynamic which is obviously fantastic for the Bitcoin price.